let's now turn our attention now back to the protest. And I'm being joined by a former member of the House of Representatives, popularly called Congressman, Honorable Bimbo Daramola. Thank you so much, Congressman, for joining us tonight.
Thank you very much. Let me join Governor Sule to welcome you. And
Thank you so much.
To describe you as the jewel of broadcasting in Nigeria.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It's an honor to serve the Nigerian people through my profession. Are you worried about the agitation in the land?
Well, yes, to the extent that if things go south, the consequences may be far-reaching. And we've seen that instance before. And that's one road we don't want to walk anymore. And let me insulate my objectivity by saying that I'm not speaking to you tonight as just a member of APC or a partisan fellow. I'm speaking to you as a Nigerian, a compatriot, just like yourself. I've seen a couple of the comments you made, and those comments are from the belly, from your heart. And I share those sentiments. But the truth of the matter is that there are people that we need to bring them up to speed to understand that we could get to a situation where things become unmanageable. And if we get to that situation, things will be worse. Okay, for all of those guys who have cited the Kenya example, is Kenya actually better for it today?
Is it?
Yeah, is it? It's not. You have advocated that President Ruto should sack this, take the office of First Lady away, and he has said all of that. But how does that repair the shops of those guys who got vandalized? Some of them may never be able to find their beat again. And I'm saying this to you. I want Nigerians to know, particularly the young friends of mine. Everybody knows that I'm very youth-centric. I relate with them like there. So I am saying, I posted something on my Facebook today, and I'm saying that there's the vocal minority. And some of those people who claim to be leaders of this agitation, well-intentioned maybe, assuming without considering that those are well-intentioned motives, but they're going to return to their homes after those protests. And then some people are going to be left on the streets. They don't even have anywhere to go. And then what is the reason behind having to stretch a protest that you're going to be communicating what everybody already knows?
No, the question is...
Hang on a second. The president and this administration have said it severally, and I'm not speaking for him. I've been out of government since 2015, and that's not the point here. I am saying that I'm speaking objectively. The president at several times had admitted that there are challenges, and people are working from the back end to see how things work.
But are Nigerian people, are they getting the communication of what is being done?
Again, I have preferred an excuse to that. When we were looking for votes, we knew where these guys were. We went all the way to the nooks and crannies. Why are we relying on social media and regular information channels to talk to people today? Why don't you go back to them and let them say, bring them up to speed?
So there is a disconnect.
Oh, absolutely. I think there's a gap.
We need to learn lessons, actually. Right. So if, for example, the Nigerian people are agitated and they say they will do a 10-day of rage.
Okay.
To be on the street and tell government that people are hungry, and the federal government is gone all out to say, here is what we are doing. Exactly. The ministers, all of them went on the stage. But is there a lesson here?
Oh, absolutely.
Especially on the side of the government.
Absolutely. People now know, I am too sure the guys in government now know that, man, Nigerians are not playing. Particularly the young people.
Should we get to that point?
We shouldn't have gotten to that point. But then, if this is the trigger that we need to get up to that point for more rigorous engagement, by all means, this idea of calling for a protest has achieved the results. And today you see flurry of activities and all of those. But beyond all of those things that you've seen on television, on social media, on platforms and all of that, we need to go back and put ourselves in the faces of the people. WhatsApp platform does not have emotions. Instagram does not have emotions. We need to see the guys that we elected or appointed to positions and say, hey, this is, after all, it will seem like we sent them on an errand. And so you cannot rely on proxies to, not that the president who has appointed people and delegated functions to them, also will expect that you should communicate. Some of the things I see and I hear today, don't forget that the attention span of the young people is like that. And so we need to put it in their faces, smack in their faces, and say, okay, fine. Talking about credit scheme that the president just introduced. You're not going to see the trickle-down effect in 1 month. And I don't believe in palliatives, but it is what it is. But look at that intervention with student loans. I gave 2,050 JAM forms to people. and I know what 7,000 could do in the lives of people. A whole lot of people who couldn't get into the university because of 7,000 or 8,500 naira back then when I was in the parliament. Today, president makes it easy for minimum of, about the last count I had, about 30 million people who could access those loans and then take a cue from that and then find their path in life.
So are you defending this comment to say what you have seen so far is commensurate to the promises they made? And in fact, in the last 1 year, there is some motion with some effect. Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah, legitimately so, yes. And I'm going to say that in a context. You know, if we keep parroting, oh, we met this, we met that, that may be true. But the truth of the matter is that the reason why we're saying that we wanted a candidate, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed, to be our president is because we also trust him to be able to fix it. But guess what? There's nobody out of all of them who went to the elections who has a magic wand. Some of these things can't be, and I'm not begging the issue. The fact is that if President Bola Ahmed has said, everybody go to the farm from day one, do you think we'll still have farm produce enough to feed 220 million people today?
You have the opinion that things will get better. You think that we're on the right track?
Now, this is the catch for me. I don't think Asiwaju will have fought, and I've been on his train, I've been with him for 28 years, and I'm saying that would all of those years of struggle now just thrown to the bin like that, now that he's in the seat, in the saddle? No, now he's going to be seeing himself every day, and something's going to be playing. Oh, I did this. When there was crisis in Ekiti, when there was crisis in Osun, when there was crisis in Edo, when there was crisis in Bafarawa State, even in the eastern part, and I spearheaded that, and I got people back to say, no, we got to fix this country. Now that I have an opportunity, it's incumbent on him to make sure that things work.
Sir, time is not our friend tonight, but just in a few seconds, if you may, your closing remark. In a few hours, the protesters said they will hit the street. Olu said, reduce it to 1 day.
Exactly.
What would be your own counsel as we close?
I'm happy that Ebu Adegorua SAN has said that, because there's nothing you're going to be saying for 10 days. Imagine people who eat livelihood, who live by the shoestring. What are they going to live on? So I reckon and I hope that our people who also have leadership responsibilities must realize that we don't want this country to go down. And it could. We only just saw something that is unsettling there. The IED reported. Somebody must have done that. Isn't that unsettling? For how long are we going to do this? And then we keep cherry picking and picking stuff that, no, we got to do something about this. And every person of good faith and conscience should come at this time and stand by Nigeria. By all means, people should ventilate their frustration. They should express themselves. But we are saying that within that, we must also be conscious of the fact that we have an obligation to a nation called Nigeria.
Congressman, thank you so much indeed. Honorable Bimbo Daramola, a former member of the House of Representatives. Thank you so much for your thought. Always refreshing to hear from you.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.